Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again, as always. Now, I know I said in my last video last night, guys, I weren't going to bother doing any videos this Saturday or Sunday because me and Mrs. are going to be moving some shit into the new house. Well, we got finished quicker than expected today. So I thought, well, I've got a little bit of time to kill. What better way to spend it than to check in with you guys, see how your weekends are going, and basically just have a bit of a brief chit-chat, really. And my initial reason for wanting to make this video, guys, is something I was thinking about early today when I was having my sarnies for lunch. I was thinking about the election over in the United States and how happy and jubilant the MAGA crowd must be at having their man win the election and be in the White House for the next 4 years, and how much of a privilege it is going to be to live under his administration, something they can dance around gleefully and punch the air with. And it got me to thinking, when was the last time we had a win, the right wing of the political spectrum had a win in this country, within these British Isles? So I sat there, got to thinking there, scratching my head, and I just could not get past, for the life of me, I could not get past Brexit. Now that was in 2016, almost 10 years ago now. And I found that initially astonishing, how a country could go almost a decade without one side of the political spectrum at least having one tiny, small win, something that could put a smile on our faces. So let's have a look at the things that could happen within this country, that could put a smile on our faces, that could make us punch the air. Number one, of course, is to leave the ECHR, the European Court of Human Rights. Now, a lot of politicians will promise this. Robert Jenrick promised it. Nigel Farage has promised it. Richard Tice has promised it. I personally think it's just a false promise that politicians are going to use to beat some votes out of voters that wouldn't initially vote for them. Nigel Farage, for example, saying it, trying to win some votes from the Red Wall in this country, for example. But anyway, in my opinion, never going to happen. It's a false promise simply to win votes. Of course, we have number two, the mass deportations of foreign criminals who are clogging up our legal system, illegal immigrants who are clogging up hotels, obviously, that are costing us millions of pounds per day to keep them here. But once again, an impossibility, something that's never going to happen in a month of Sundays. As Nigel Farage himself states, it is politically impossible. What a steaming pile of horse shit that is. Is he really trying to tell us that countries all the way around the world do not do deportations, mass or otherwise? My ass. And then, of course, we have the prospect of possibly having another 4 years of a Labour-led government. I would rather stick my head in a bucket of tramp spit. We, of course, have the prospect of having 4 years of a Conservative government led by Kemi Badenoch. Equally depressing, equally ludicrous. And of course, we have the possibility of having a Nigel Farage-led government, with Nigel Farage being in number 10. Now, that is not bad. I could certainly live with it, don't get me wrong. But as I've said to you before in past videos, Nigel Farage isn't as robust as, say, a Donald Trump type is. He's too concerned about what people think of him. He's too concerned about nabbing votes from the red wall areas of this country. He's too concerned with his own personal image. Now, it will be a small win, don't get me wrong. I would be pleased to see Nigel Farage in number 10, but he wouldn't let me dance around the living room and punch the air as a great win for the right wing. Look what we've had instead over the last 10 years since Brexit. We've had terrorist attacks. We've had little girls being murdered. We've had people being beaten up in the street. We've had people being slaughtered in the street. We have seen EU rules still dominating our own laws. Like, for example, seeing the tops of plastic bottles attached to the side. That comes from the EU. That's another thing that would put a smile on my face and make me punch the air. If that rule book was torn up, every one of these petty rules that came from the EU was got rid of. Basically, guys, living in this country as a right-winger is depressing. There's nothing we have that's worth looking forward to, at least in my opinion. I'm hoping one of you guys can set me straight in the comments, and please give me 1, 2, possibly 3 examples of something that we've got to look forward to. Now, of course, a lot of people would counteract this with happy times, with family, friends, that kind of a thing. But the sad thing is that some people in this country don't have them things. Some people are completely alone. Even right-wingers don't have family, don't have kids, don't have girlfriends, don't have boyfriends. They are completely alone, so God only knows how they must be feeling at this present moment. Sorry to be so depressing, guys. It's just something I got thinking about early today, and I thought I'd share it with you. If you could somehow put a spin on it and put a smile on my face, then please, by all means, let me know in the comments. At least we've got Remembrance Sunday tomorrow, where we can remember our fallen heroes and remember the people who have laid down their lives simply so our lives can carry on. That's something at least patriotic and something I can be proud of. Like I say, guys, let me know in the comments if you can think of anything we've got to look forward to as right-wingers. And yeah, I'll see you when I see you. Thanks for watching. Cheers.